Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I'm your host, your YouTube messiah, and often imitate, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious. And we are talking about Raw this week. Was in OKC, Oklahoma City, home of the one and only, the executive producer for this show, the one and only Ali Rewind Ben. Always give that man big man ups for everything he does to help contribute to the show. I know I always say thank you to everyone that always helps support the show in every which way, and I am always thankful to everyone who helps support it in whatever way they can. Ali, though, big ups, man. You know, I could spend an entire episode putting Ali over, you know, but for standards and practices reasons, I'm not gonna. Let's just say, big ups to the man. Make sure you check out his music. It's down below. Info on that's down below. iTunes, Spotify, and such. I know I got that shit on my Spotify list. Also, you want one of these sweet ass Ali Rewind shirts? Hit me up and I'll talk to Ali for you. Show that man some love and support. Now, the big news this week. News broke earlier in the day that John Cena is possibly out of the Royal Rumble because of his match last week. He wound up tweaking his ankle, and then today, while he was doing his workout, wound up straining it and thus may not be medically cleared. Honestly though, I'm chalking it up to that motherfucker sprained his ankle because he went to go and rush to grab a pen to take notes about when Nikki called to tell him all the details about her dates. And seriously, any girl who is willing to call their ex to tell them how their date was, I don't know about anyone else, but where I came from, that's called fucking being, that's fucking being whipped, man. Right there. He's got her whipped. Now, that said, let's get on with the show. Raw starts out with Brock Lesnar coming out with Mind Savior Paul Heyman. And you know, it was very much so the traditional Paul hype up promo, but what I did like that on how it was going was every time Paul kept saying Finn Balor, you could hear the crowd pop. You'd just hear them, ah! Finn Balor, ah! Finn Balor, ah! Finn Balor, ah! You know, it was basically like that. He had them, you know, hyping it up, talking about on how, you know, Finn is a lucky man to win the match last week, to be able to go against Brock Lesnar, defeating the second greatest athlete in WWE, John Cena, to get the win. And as he's doing that, he's hyping it up. Out comes the old man himself, one Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Play my music, pal. And out comes out that Vince McMahon strut. And you know, God bless. You know, the dirt sheets wanted to go and spin some time ago. Vince didn't want to be on TV, and that, honest to God, may have been the case. But you know, let's call it like it is. Let's call it as it is. As a fan, it's always fun to see Vince on TV because he will fucking do the weirdest and stupidest shit. You know, he's got no problem. You know, at his age, he's like 72, 73, I think. I think he's going to be 73 in August. But at his age, in his 70s, he's still willing to go in the ring, take bumps, you know, and work. Okay, I'm not talking like work like put on a 30-minute Ironman clinic or shit, but I mean, given his age and his capabilities, he's able to he's willing to go in there and fucking work, which I absolutely love and respect the hell out of. But he's in there, he cuts, you know, he's talking to him, he's like, your match coming up, huh? It's a lot like David and Goliath. Have you ever read it? You hear Paul laughing. I've never read the Bible. I've never read the Bible, sir. I am Jewish, therefore I would not read the Bible, sir. Paul, as somebody who was raised a Catholic, I can tell you right now, the Old Testament, I've had plenty of friends that were Jewish. They'll all tell you, the Old Testament, David and Goliath, that's Old Testament shit, and that was in there. That's in the Jewish one, so, yeah. I'm just letting you know that. Just throwing that out there, but, anyways. Vince throws out this really weird, trippy-ass version of friggin' David and Goliath. Like you see, David and Goliath. David, you know, a whole bunch of mushrooms. Got real funky. Went to go after Goliath. Goliath beat the hell out of him. And then never saw him again. Until he became Finn Balor. To which then out came Braun. Hype Braun getting in their shit, saying on how he is going to go, that he better pray, that Brock better pray Finn wins, because because sooner or later he's going to get him. And honestly, yep, now, nothing's been said on the sheet, so this is clearly just fan theory, and I'm not nowhere near doing that armchair quarterbacking shit. I don't believe in that. I don't like that idea. But one possibility I was thinking could happen, since Strowman's out of the match, what if Strowman became a surprise entry in the Rumble, cleaned up house, and then challenged for the Universal title, and then won at Mania? Because because people were speculating that, oh well, they didn't want Strowman to do that, take a loss. Vince didn't want Strowman to take a loss at the Rumble because his last one at Crown Jewel didn't go so well, and all that. So, okay, understandable. But what if he wins at Mania as a surprise Royal Rumble winner? Just thought. But yeah. Anyways, as Braun's doing that, then out comes Finn saying, whoa, 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 hold on there, big man. And Vince, Mr. McMahon, I think you got the tale of David and Goliath wrong. And then Finn explains his version of it. Basically, David was behind Goliath's shadow his whole life, and then he kicked the crap out of him. You know, just like he's gonna kick the crap out of Brock and become the new Universal Champion and all that. And then Vince, and as he's doing that, Brock's walking away, and then Brock just stops like, really? Oh, okay, you want me to pay attention to you? Okay, fine, I'll do it. So, as they're, next thing you know, Vince says, well, you feel like a David versus Goliath match? Well, if the Universal Champion wants to sit ringside, I'm sure we can accommodate that. We'll have a match, you against Strowman, right now. Which leads us to our first match, Finn Balor versus Braun Strowman. Braun, he played the power game over Finn, but Finn, he made a comeback, and you know, I gotta say, the comeback was actually really the comeback was believable for me, you know, and I don't know, maybe I'm sympathizing because I was the skinny guy who got into a lot of fights and had to go again and win against dudes that were bigger than me. I got my ass kicked more times than I can count doing it, but you know, it was when the comebacks happen, they happen, and it was just, whoa. You know, now, one part of the match, it was, honestly, the downside on this match was Finn, he was climbing up to the top, then next thing you know, just as he is, Braun grabs him by the throat and throws him down outside, and just as he throws him outside the ring, Brock catches him and gives him an overhead belly to belly in the ref's view, and the ref did not call for a disqualification. Hopefully they're just chalking that up to as the way Brock Lesnar would catch any wrestler as they would go and do a dive. But who knows? Anyways, match, it was decent, you know, it was what it was. Match came to an end though at a DQ as Balor was coming out, setting up for a comeback, getting ready to go and hit the coup de grace on Strowman. You know, Brock came in, scooped up Finn, and boom, hit him with an F5. And then, so yeah, ended in the DQ with that. Now, for all sakes and standards, that could possibly be a good thing for Finn going forward into this match. Honestly, I think it could happen. I think he could beat Brock with it. How I'm hoping it could go, he comes out with the full demon gimmick. Brock doesn't buy into it at all that jazz. And Brock just dominates, dominates him like he did John Cena at SummerSlam a few years back. And just right out of nowhere, Finn just is like, okay, now we're playing. Like, gets up, works a kink out of his neck, and then just no-sells everything Brock throws at him, and then he just, boom, goes full-on ballistic. That's on how I would make it, but, I'm not, again, just guessing. Throwing it out there. Next up, we get Apollo Crews versus Bobby Lashley, and this came to be because as Lio Rush was hyping up how Bobby won and had a pedestal to put the title around Bobby's waist, and Bobby was doing his bodybuilder poses, out comes Apollo Crews saying, hey, congratulations, man, but, I deserve a shot at that. Leo winds up saying, whoa, you ain't even in the same league as Bobby Lashley. I mean, tell you what, you do a pose off, we'll see who. So they go in there, do the bodybuilder poses, the double bicep, the, whatever that one is, the all muscle, all that jazz. And every time Crews was doing it, he would go and get a little funky, if you will. Throw out a few moves with it. And then, next thing you know, boom, Lashley attacks him out of nowhere, which then leads to the match. Now, the match itself, now the match had started during the commercial, but, excuse me, but I gotta say, I dug it. I like the way on how Crews was leading. Did notice at one point when Crews had Bobby over him for an overhead press slam, he wound up dropping down and wincing. You could hear him saying, ah, my back, my back. So, whether he was doing that as a work or if that was a legit, or if he legit hurt himself with that, I don't know. Hopefully he did not, because back injuries are a pain in the ass from first-hand experience. That's why I don't do that. That's one of the reasons why I don't do why I don't do the shit in the ring no more. Let me get my... Damn it, I ain't talking right today. Anyways, match wound up coming to an end when Lashley wound up hitting a spear on Crews when Crews at one point had Leo up looking like he was going for a press slam. Now I know I just talked about with the back, but I'm pretty sure it was just for the match, because a little bit after that he did a kip up, an overhead somersault, and then had Lio Rush over him, and not taken away from Leo, but Leo was about maybe 130, 140, whereas Lashley is a whole lot more. So yeah. Next matchup we got Seth Rollins going against Drew McIntyre. Seth cuts a promo talking about on how, you know, cuts a promo about referencing Dr. King and all that. So, and saying on how, you know, Christ, I can't even remember it all now. Damn it! Wade, where's the cue cards? Oh, dear Lord. Wade! You forgot the cue cards. This is what I gotta deal with all the time. God damn it. Okay. Anyways, Seth cut a nice promo hyping up on how, saying on how he's the man. And honestly, once he said that, I was expecting Becky Lynch's music to come out and hear her cut him down too short to shit. And throw a snide little reference about Seth's DMs getting leaked. But that did not happen. But Drew McIntyre came out though, and then we got a match with them, and this was a really good, solid match. I dug the hell out of this, but in all fairness though, these guys can put on matches all the time. You know, these guys put on solid matches all the time. Did like on how Seth was leading the pace at the start of it. You know, McIntyre, man, like I said, he is definitely going to be a Universal Champion at some point down the road. Whether he's the one that takes out Brock, I highly doubt, but I think he's going to be the one that takes out the guy who took out Brock. You know, definitely, yeah, this was probably by far match of the night. This was the match of the night, hands down. And match came to an end with Seth doing a quick roll-up on McIntyre, which, you know, nice, especially considering on how beforehand McIntyre was saying to Seth, you better pray it's you and me at the end of the Rumble, because I want to see your face, I want to see your eyes when I throw you over. And, you know, honest to God, I think McIntyre getting fired the first time around was the best thing to happen to him, because he wound up, trying to think on how I'm going to say this, because I don't want to sound like a jackass saying this the wrong way. So, yeah, he kind of had like a chip on his shoulder, like, fuck, I was told I was the chosen one, and then I wound up being put in a job squad, and now I'm fucking fired? Well, fuck that, I'm going to make them regret they fired me. And then he got fucking jacked as shit, kicked ass everywhere he went, you know, became the first and only Scottish-born TNA Impact Champion, you know, and just freaking dominated. He did a phenomenal job everywhere he went. And yeah, and now look where he's at, and he's got this intensity in him now that's just like, that wasn't there before. And that's the best thing. So now next matchup we get a trios match with the Lucha House Party going against Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers. And the Singhs, they were pretty much doing most of the legwork for this match. This just sucked the air out of the building. Oh God. Oh God, I wish I could say this was the piss break of the night, but no, we're coming to that later. Oh God. This hurt to watch. This really hurt to watch. Especially seeing, you know, I really do like Jinder, you know. I think he improved himself immensely moving to SmackDown and getting to go where he did with that, with the shit he did over there. I think he's being wasted on Raw, and honest to God, I really hope he goes back to SmackDown sometime soon so that way he can get used properly. So yeah, match came to an end with Grand Metalik doing a tilt-a-whirl on, I believe it was Samir saying, but yeah. Next up we get, God damn it, I can't even make a joke about the man because I promised I wouldn't say anything on him this week, so Elias going against Corbon, and I swear this is like fucking Vince logic trying to fuck with. This is Vince McMahon fucking with me. We're gonna have Baron Corbin go against Elias, so you're gonna have to choose one of them to cheer for, pal. Ha ha! Oh god damn it! Sometimes I hate that old man. But yeah. So yeah. Elias, he was pretty much leading. It was a nice fast pace for the match. And again, I'm sorry, but the biggest takeaway from this match, more than anything, is still, why the hell is Corbin still dressing up like he's a fucking boss? Or a TGI Friday manager? I mean, for fuck's sake. Have him go back to wearing skinny jeans and a shirt. And a t-shirt. You know, just... Ugh. Ugh. Excuse me. Next up is now the piss break of the night. Ugh. The Ascension going against Heavy Machinery, which, don't get me wrong, I love Heavy Machinery. You know, really cool. You know, they kind of tickle me. You know. They hit that one little funny nerve. I'm like, oh fuck, that's kind of cool. You know? But just, yeah, it was a piss break because you already know on how this is going to go. They did the they wound up killing Victor. Just, yeah. So next matchup, we got the Revival going against Bobby Roode, Chad Gable, with Kurt Hawkins as the special guest referee. And this came to be because earlier in the show, we had a segment where Vince was talking to the Revival, and the Revival were insisting that they should get a tag team title rematch because of the match, because of what happened to them. And then they insisted that they should have a special guest referee. And as they're saying it, Kurt Hawkins comes over and is just, well, you know, I deserve to be in the Rumble. And the streak and all that jazz. And they're like, no! Then make you a referee tonight. So, yeah. Now, Hawkins, I'll give credit on. He was pulling very old school way of being a ref. Now, Revival, they were pretty much leading the match into the break. After the break, though, Roode, he was kind of the team punching bag. The one thing I did like on this, though, that kind of broke the mold for the normal Monday night tag matches is there was no hot tag. It was all just straight up, hey, or blind tags. You know, that was it. No hot tags. And it's different, you know, and that's why I always say push different. See what's different and see what works. But Revival, one thing I did like, the Revival were really, you know, going for that classic heel-like heat, you know. When they were going for pins. Yeah, Wilder would go for the pin. Dawson would hold a leg outside the rope. Wilder would have his legs on the apron. Dawson would hold on to the tights. Things like that. They were doing all kinds of classic heel stuff, you know. And it fucking worked. Because Hawkins was being a fucking authority and calling bullshit on all their stuff as the ref should. You know? A lot of people say, oh, the ref is an insignificant part for the match because, you know, the real storytelling's between wrestler A and wrestler B. No. Every character out there is vital and important to it in some way, shape, or form. You know, just like in, good example, Macbeth. You know, everyone think, you know, a lot of people, you could say the grave digger at the cemetery in the classic story Macbeth was utterly useless. But no. You go back, you read that story, you see that, you read that scene, or not scene, I'm sorry, you read that chapter, you'll understand what I mean. He was not. He was a pivotal role for that part, just like the refs are pivotal pivotal for their part. That said, now back to the match. Match wound up coming to an end as Dawson was trying to go for, Gable was trying to go for a kata roll, or not a kata roll, just a quick roll up. Dawson was holding on to Wilder while Wilder was on the apron. It was like, ah! And then Hawkins just straight up kicked and broke it. And then Gable got the 1, 2, 3. That was it. So yeah, afterwards they showed the replay up on the Titantron. And then Dawson and Wilder proceeded to beat the ungodly shit out of Hawkins, which then led to Zack Ryder coming down to save the day. And while everyone else was all cheering, yay, edgeheads, edgeheads. Edgeheads are cool. However, still feels like a really big missed opportunity for them to promote Zack Ryder's and Kurt Hawkins' podcast about toys. Because, it's doing good. Why not? Now, in regards to the revival, rumors circulating about, them leaving, they're going to go to All Elite and all that jazz. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, never say never, and anything and everything is in the realm of possibility, but I don't see them doing it. Not only that, if they do, one, they're not going to be able to keep the names Scott Dawson - Wilder. Two, they're not going to be able to keep the names The Revival. So, and, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. So, now we come to the main event of the night. Ronda Rousey, Natayla going up against Sasha Banks and Bayley. And before the match, Ronda was set at Gorilla Strutchen, got interviewed about her match coming up, or not her match coming up, saying, if Sasha was here right now, what would you say? And she started out really good with the promo, but then it was just, ugh. And this is what I was saying, she's got potential. But my God, she's got to work on the small things to make the big things better. Work on promos. Stare yourself in the mirror for 3+ hours a day if you gotta. And work on promos. Study facial expressions. I can't stress that enough with Ronda Rousey. Her facial expressions are just, ugh. It's that promo felt more so like a UFC promo. And when I say that, I do not mean that in the nicest way possible. I mean as in people who stutter, fumble, and can't, and have a hard time putting 3 words together to form a proper sentence. It was that kind. Now, before the match started, those Sasha and Ronda, they were doing like they were getting up in each other's face. It had to have a get between before the match started, and then had Sasha and Natalya in the ring as the bell rang, just as it looked like Natalya was about to go for the tie-up. Sasha ducks under her, boom, cheap shots Rousey, and then goes to work on Natty, which, really nice, really liked. Decent match, Bayley, she was pretty much the team punching bag, and at one point they did have Sasha and Ronda in there, which was really cool to see, because to help build up for their match coming up at the Rumble. And Sasha, for the most part, was leading when it was her and Ronda in there. I don't know if that's because she was wanting Sasha to because she's the veteran between the two, or if it was just the way it's booked. I don't know, and I don't claim to know, because I'm not some fuckknuckle with a newsletter trying to sound like I know what I don't. I'm just a jackass with a crew shooting this shit right for all y'all motherfuckers. But honestly, it was a decent match. It was a means to an end, the build to the show, the build to the Rumble coming up. Match wound up coming to an end. Sasha wound up hitting the locked in the bank statement on Natayla. Natayla, God bless Natty, she did the one thing with submissions I absolutely always love. Never tap right away. Hold on for a few seconds, like, and then tap. Because then that gives it more sense of realism. So yeah, after that, then had another go-between with Sasha and Ronda, you know, and honestly, I could see that match going either way. I think they're doing this to kind of downplay the whole idea on Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda at WrestleMania, but who knows, you know. Vince, he could change his mind. He could have an idea and a game plan set for WrestleMania on Monday, and then on Tuesday be like, well, God damn it, we need to change that. So, who knows. So, yeah, that is it for this week's show. So, do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Make sure you look for me on my Twitter at Tim Vicious. You also got another account if I get put in Twitter jail or I'm ghosted. Tim_Vicious. Also on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you're going to look for me on my Facebook gimmick, make sure y'all let me know. You found me on there from here. Or my Twitter at Tim Vicious. You let me know you found me on my Facebook gimmick on there. So I don't think you got your creep John going. Also, folks, do not forget to follow all of these cool ass cats right here on the Twitter. Maxim Mulligan, Kenny Killer, my good brother, and Dan Sunday. DSP_IV, Cranky Grandpa, Desi MWP, as well as the one and only Sergeant Curry Pants. And folks, like I said at the beginning of the show, huge ups to my man, my executive producer, Ollie Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. It's out there on iTunes, Spotify, and such details are down below. You want one of these sweet Ollie Rewind shirts, hit me up. I'll talk to Ollie for you. Show that man some love and support. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck yous.